How do I improve Python event handling performance? Imagine your desktop application responding instantly to every click, keystroke, or mouse move without any lag. That's what smooth event handling can do for your Python programs. Whether you're building a simple tool with TK or a complex interface with PyQt or PySide, making your event responses faster can really boost user experience. So, how can you make your Python event handling quicker and more efficient? Let's explore some practical ways to do just that. First, start by profiling your code. Use Python's built-in tools like cprofile to see which parts of your event handlers are slow. Maybe a particular button click is taking too long because it's doing heavy calculations or loading large files. Once you know where the bottleneck is, you can focus on optimizing those specific parts. Next, keep your event handlers short and snappy. The less code they run, the faster your application will respond. If a handler needs to do something time-consuming, like processing data or fetching from a database, move that work to a separate thread or process. This way, your main thread stays free to handle user actions quickly. Just remember that some GUI frameworks have restrictions on threading, so check your framework's documentation to avoid issues. Using Python's standard library functions can also speed things up. For example, list comprehensions are faster than loops for creating lists, and sets are quicker for membership tests than lists. Choosing the right data structures for your needs can make a big difference in how fast your handlers run. Avoid global variables inside your event handlers. Accessing global variables can slow things down because Python has to look them up each time. Instead, assign globals to local variables at the start of your handler. This small change can improve speed noticeably. If your event handler processes large data sets, consider using generator expressions instead of lists. Generators produce items one at a time, which saves memory and keeps your application responsive. Also, if your handlers perform repeated calculations with the same inputs, cache those results using Python's function tools LRU-cache decorator. This way, you avoid recalculating the same thing over and over. When your application interacts with databases or files, slow input and output operations can cause delays. Optimize your database queries by selecting only the data you need and using views for complex queries. Caching frequently accessed data can also cut down wait times. Always keep your Python version and GUI framework up to date. Newer versions often include performance improvements. Test your application before and after upgrading to see if you notice any speed gains. Let's look at a simple example. Suppose you have a button in a TK app that processes a list of numbers. Instead of doing all the heavy lifting in the button's event handler, run the processing in a separate thread. Use a queue to communicate results back to the main thread and update the GUI only once the work is done. This keeps your interface responsive even during heavy processing. Here's a quick example. Import threading. Import queue. Import TK as TK. Def process data, data result queue. Processed is equal to x asterisk to 4 in data. Result queue put processed. Def on button click. Data is equal to 1 to 3 for 5. Result queue is equal to queue. Thread is equal to threading. Thread, target is equal to process data. Args is equal to data, result queue. Thread start. Root, after 100 check result queue. Def check result queue. If not result queue empty. Result is equal to result queue, get. Print processed, result. LC. Root, after 100 check result queue. Root is equal to TK. Button is equal to TK. Button root, text is equal to process. Command is equal to on button click. Button pack. Root's main loop. This way, your GUI stays responsive, and heavy tasks run smoothly in the background. To sum up, improving event handling in Python desktop applications involves profiling your code, writing efficient handlers, offloading slow tasks, choosing the right data structures, caching results, and keeping your tools updated. Always measure before and after your changes to make sure they really help. With these tips, your applications will feel faster, more responsive, and more enjoyable for users.